Hey Louie, hey, what do you think about Crucible of War Unlimited? Do you think that's gonna like affect the prices of cards? Hey Louie, hey, when's Crucible of War Unlimited gonna be around? Hey Louie, should I be ordering Crucible of War Unlimited from eBay? Here's the thing. Let's talk about Crucible of War Unlimited. You and I need to have a chat because it's almost like you haven't been paying attention. Like, history repeats itself, okay? So let's talk about a few things. I want you to think for yourself. Have you felt any market change of Alpha or Arcane Rising based on WTR Unlimited or Arc Unlimited? Have you heard anything about the cards losing value or gaining value? Here's what I'm trying to say. Unlimited print run is not going to affect first edition Crucible of War cards in the slightest. Now, one thing I could say is that we still don't know about the idea of like the rainbow foils and how that will compare with Crucible of War being the first set that still has that little symbol down there. But if history repeats itself, this is not going to matter. Crucible of War Unlimited is not going to make Crucible of War first edition cards worth any less. Now, I could see a stagnant point, I could see a plateau in a lot of those rainbow foils and a lot of the non-foil, Majestics, a lot of those things. I think that could, stagnate. I do think that could stagnate, but I do not think that those prices are going to drop down. Now, I want you to think back to WTR Alpha, and there was a question before Unlimited, and I was just getting involved, so I wasn't super familiar with everything going on. But there was a question of, will the cards retain their value when Unlimited is printed? And like the answer is yes. Like, the cards have retained and gained and kept gaining value. And so what we've learned is that first edition, though it's great, it doesn't mean, what we learned is that Unlimited, though it's great, doesn't affect the value of first edition cards. And I think you and I have to have another conversation about Crucible of War, because Crucible of War is like the hottest product in Flesh and Blood right now. Like, I think you would be hard pressed to find someone who didn't like Crucible War or didn't think that Crucible War was like a super, super good product. And so I actually think that Crucible of War is going to scale better than Alpha or better than Arcane First Edition. Not that it will be more valuable than Alpha, but I do think that you could see some competition with Arcane First Edition. And that's crazy to me. Like, that breaks my brain because, in my mind, First Edition Arcane Rising is so much more rare than Crucible of War. In my mind, there are so many more boxes of sealed Crucible of War than there are Arcane Rising First Edition. Yet, because of the EV, because of the people that we love the cards so much of Crucible of War, and because of the cold foil Majestics and the cold foil rares and Cheyenne and the Shark, there's just so much packed into that set. It's driving the EV of the boxes up, which is making the boxes worth so much more money. And I really think that sealed boxes are going to outpace Arcane Rising First Edition because there's not that allure towards Arcane Rising First Edition as there is towards Crucible of War. It's almost like Alpha and Crucible of War First Edition are brothers, and then like Arcane Rising First Edition is like the stepsister who's just like you're friends with her and you're like that, but it's just awkward and like it just doesn't fit in the family. And anyway, I don't know. I just feel like there's some weird, like, we just don't love Arcane Rising First Edition in the way that we love Alpha and then the way that we love Crucible of War. So my point here is that if you're holding out, and this is where I want to get a little more serious, if you're holding out on buying Crucible of War cards because you're like, oh, it's too expensive, I'm just going to wait for Unlimited. Well, first off, I think you're going to be waiting a long time. Like, I don't think that we're going to see Unlimited Crucible of War for the next 3 months. I mean, we're going to have Monarch, Unlimited, and then I think we're going to get another print of WTR and Arc Unlimited before we see Crucible of War Unlimited. That's my personal opinion. That's based on nothing but like what I feel like is going to happen. And so I think what you're going to be doing is you're going to just keep waiting. And in the time that you're going to be waiting, you could have just purchased the cards now, and the cards will go. I mean, the cards are only moving forward. They're not going to tank. And so you could just purchase the cards now, build your decks, get the cards you need, and then you'll see some gains, some financial gains. And then when Unlimited comes out, you could sell some of those first edition cards, pay for your Unlimited cards, and then make some money. And so my opinion really is like, I don't think that Crucible of War Unlimited is going to affect the values of Crucible of War first edition cards. I do think that there is a little bit of risk in how the market reacts to whatever they do with the print change. But we still, let's use like the full art Twinning Blade. How is the market going to react to a full art Twinning Blade being reprinted in Unlimited in rainbow foil with the same? It'll almost look exactly the same. I don't know. I don't know how the market's going to react to that. My gut says that the market is going to react poorly from a first edition standpoint, and that it will lose some value. Those kind of super rare, like the rainbow foil, like obviously Cheyenne is not going to lose any value because of the cold foil, but like the rainbow foil cards, my gut says that it will lose some value, but honestly, my brain and the way that the market is interacting with the rest of the cards says that it's not. And you can't be emotional on this stuff, right? Like, I don't know. I'm also biased because I want my cards to be worth money, but my brain says that no, like the rest of the world, like the rest of the cards that we're seeing are not losing value. But again, we haven't seen that kind of exact change. So it'll be very, very interesting. I think one thing that you might want to look into is the difference in value between first edition Monarch cards and Unlimited Monarch cards. Like a first edition Rainbow Foil Monarch Majestic, and then compare that to the Unlimited version Rainbow Foil Majestic. And if those two are offset, right, because we're going to get Monarch before we get Crew. If those two are offset, then you better be buying the Majestics from Crucible, because the Rainbow Foil Majestic, because if the market accepts it, then it's going to be a bloodbath in the open market on Crucible of War, Rainbow Foil Majestics, and the Twinning Blade, and a lot of those other things. Even like the Crewnick, right? Like what? Like I guess what I'm saying is like, what is the print? I don't know. What is the print going to do of an Unlimited Crewnick? There's really no difference to the card, right? But if Monarch says, hey, the market says, hey, with Monarch, we believe that the first edition Rainbow Foils, the first edition non-foils are still worth 3x the Unlimited. Whew. Man, Crucible War cards are going to shoot up. Trust me. Trust me. So that's my thought. I just want to encourage you that if you're holding out on Crucible of War cards because you think the prices are going to tank as a result of Unlimited, I think you need to take a hard step back and really realize that you could make some money actually long term and have the cards to play with right now. And the cards aren't ridiculously priced. I mean, they are still currently at the price of like a decent TCG card, right? Like a Magic the Gathering, what are they called? Majestic? No. What are they called? I don't remember. Majestic? Rare? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A Magic the Gathering card that is, I play Magic all the time. I got tons of Magic decks here. I just can't think of what that stupid card. I've been calling Majestic so much. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart live on camera. Anyway, a Magic the Gathering card is worth $40-50, and that's the price of a first edition Crew card, even some of the rainbow foils right now for the Majestic. So anyway, that's my opinion. Don't lose hope in thinking that Unlimited is going to tank the value of Crew cards. If you want to wait for like a tester of this, first week of May is going to be, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be, the market of Monarch is going to be a very, very interesting thing. And then when Unlimited is released at the end of May, kind of comparing those first edition rainbow foils to the non-first edition rainbow foils to the Unlimited rainbow foils, I think is going to be your best bet. And that might be the time where you really start considering, do I wait for Crucible of War Unlimited, or do I go ahead and pick up the cards? But if I were you, I would pick up your playsets now. I'm not saying go out and buy every Crucible of War card and make a playset, but if you're waiting to build a Ranger deck, or if you're waiting to build a Warrior deck, Man, like I think you just got to go ahead and bite the bullet right now, because I think you're going to see some gains if you can afford it. Again, never overextend yourself just for a collectible, but if you can sell one card to pay for another card and then have a card that you're playing with and that you're getting that joy factor from, that's super important. So anyway, hope you have a great day. That's my thought. I was just thinking about Crucible of War Unlimited, and a lot of you guys have asked that question. So have a great day. Be kind to the people around you.